All right, welcome to Queensland League Scene. Today we caught up with Jayden Berrell. We've also got Jonathon Reuben. Lee Addison is going to cut up all that happened in the grand final last year. Adrian Vowels is going to talk about the QRLW, a new concept in the competition this year. And it should be an exciting show, mate.
Yeah, really excited, especially to hear Adrian Vowels talk about the QRLW competition that's starting up this year. As we know, that's getting bigger and bigger every year, and I'm really excited to see his thoughts and hear what he has to say.
Queensland League Scene, we'll be back soon. All right, we're lucky to have Adrian Vowels. He's the coach of the Fiji side. He's also in his second year of coaching at the Brisbane Tigers, the QRLW, a brand new competition this year. Vowelsy, it's extended, it's longer, it's exciting.
Yeah, it is, and can't wait. We had one trial on the weekend, which was good to just get those cobwebs. And as I said to the players, you can do all that pre-season training and you'll get out there in the first 5 minutes and felt like you haven't trained all year. So it's good to get, for our players to just get that under their belt, and really looking forward to the season.
Mate, there seems to be a bit of a buzz around the women's game at the moment. Everyone's talking about the NRLW, QRLW, of course, and these pathways through Harvey Norman under-19s. You've been involved with the women's game since 2015. What skill levels and changes have you seen, environmental changes, that the girls today benefit from?
It's amazing, like from where it was then. And I started watching in the year 2000, the World Cup in England. Actually, it was the first time I saw the women's game, and it was tough then, but now it's skillful. But you got all these young kids now that are playing from a young age, as we did, coming through, and they're next level skillful. So it just gets better and better and better as the age groups come through.
Vowelsy, you got a couple more weeks before the first game. Who have you got?
We've got South Logan first game, which will be tough. Our ex-captain, Kat Moore, she's playing for South this year. It was hard to lose her, but it's just closer to home for her, so we'll be up against her straight away.
You played Wynnum on the weekend. You got the chocks there. You must have been pretty happy with the defence, kept them scoreless.
Yeah, it was really good, and we've worked really hard on that now in the pre-season, as I suppose every club say they do, but we did. There was an area we need to improve on, and I was really, really happy.
So, mate, who are we watching this year? Who's the star of your side, or potentially the player that's going to blossom?
There's a centre for us called Keisha Coolwell. She got injured in the trial last year, and unfortunately didn't get to see her play, but she's had a massive off-season. She can play, she's big, she's strong, she's still little things to learn in her game, but I think we'll have a real big year out of her, and she potentially NRLW contract.
Mate, have the players approached you about your playlists in the sheds beforehand, mate? Have they taken the iPod off you? You've got no say anymore?
No, I control it. So
there's a potential for mutiny, you know that?
No, they back what I'm doing. Well, they say they do, so there'll be no mutiny.
So what's the go-to? What are we listening to in the sheds?
Bit of Garth Brooks.
Oh, no,
I like everything. I'm very adaptable, very adaptable.
All right, thanks, Vowelsy. On that note, mate, we'll let you go. Yeah, good luck with the week. The year, it's long. You're travelling everywhere. There's a lot of sides back in. South are back in. Wynnum got a side. It's going to be fantastic for the women's game. The NRLW's kicked off with triple headers left, right and centre. The women's game's growing, mate, and you must be pretty happy to be a part of it, and good luck.
Thank you. Love it. Thank you.
All right, Jayden Beryl last year, mate. He won the Petro 7th Receiver Medal Player of the Year. He also scooped the awards for Wynnum Manly. He's been rewarded. He's been sent down to Cronulla to play for the Cronulla Sharks. Mate, this is what the QRL, the Hostplus Cup's all about.
Absolutely. He had such a killer year. Just his energy and the passion that he brought into every single game, beating out Isaac Luke and so many veterans to that spot. Yeah, he was amazing last year, and he's reaping the rewards.
Oh, here's my chat with Jayden, live from Cronulla. All right, live from Sydney, it's Jayden Berrell. He's with the Cronulla Sharks. He used to be with the Wynnum Manly Seagulls. Hey, Jayden, first of all, mate, what's it like living south of the border?
No, it's been good, mate. Obviously, I'm from the Gold Coast, so pretty used to the coastal sort of scene. So it's pretty similar down here in Cronulla. It's a beautiful little spot, so I'm really enjoying it down here. Eh?
I guess also the other thing is being part of the NRL system now. You probably don't have the most tattoos in the competition.
Yeah, I'm not sure. There's a few getting around.
There'll be a few getting around. But, hey, listen, can I go back to last year's grand final against North? Obviously, they were the top side. They only lost one game throughout the year. But the grand final itself, can you tell me to start with, Jayden, because of the win, did Wynnum win the toss or what was the go there?
I couldn't tell you, to be honest.
Yeah.
I can't really remember. But, yeah, it was a pretty windy day out there at the Bayside. That was one of the things I noticed in warm-up when I was throwing some balls and kicking. I was like, geez, I hope the wind's not this bad in the stadium.
Yeah, exactly. And it was quite windy. It probably dropped a little bit in the second half, but we won't go into that. They got off to a fly, didn't they? The first try they scored at Gavalapua, they had a 6 again, and they scored after that, didn't they? So away to possession. And North, well, they pounced, didn't they?
Yeah. Look, North, they were pretty solid side all year. They obviously had a really successful season. So we knew we couldn't give them much, or otherwise they were going to capitalise on that. And there was a couple little moments there where they just sort of capitalised on some errors and scored some points on us.
But they had a lot of possession because I think the second try also came on the back of a 6 again, thanks Nick Pelgrave. But and they scored through Tyrone Roberts. So down 10-0. You could always come back. You've done it all year, hadn't you, Jayden? You'd had games like Sunshine Coast Falcons was one to remember. You were down 18-0 in that one. So you knew you could come back.
Yeah. I think we always knew we had points in us. There was a few times where we sort of let sides get out a bit more than we wanted to in the first half. So we always knew we had points in us. But I mean, like I was saying, North's are pretty dominant all year. So this wasn't one of those games we sort of wanted that to happen. It definitely made it tougher for us in the long run. And we got pretty close there, but ultimately just fell a little bit short.
Yeah, well, I think you probably saved a fair spray at halftime because Selwyn Cobbo, you put him into a bit of a gap there and he scored. But that try of Selwyn Cobbo's was taken from the 20-metre tap restart, wasn't it? So it was a length of the field try by you, Blake. So you could score from anywhere, and Selwyn was outstanding to cross just before half-time, and you guys had a chance, 10-6.
Yeah, we had all year we've had a forward pack that can get us forward. We knew that. And just, obviously the Bronx boys coming in for the finals, we had great outside backs to sort of finish it all off. So, we knew the points were there. But, some of it come off and some didn't.
No, good. Yeah, 10-6, you scored again. David Mead scored out wide. You guys actually, I think it might have been Gladys Sautower put a hit on there, loosened the ball. Second phase after that, put Mead over in the corner. 10-all. And then, is that the ugliest try to win a grand final you've ever seen, Michael Molo's? I know it was ugly for you guys because it won the game for him, but it was really yucky, wasn't it? It was just the Stevens a terribly shaped football.
Yeah, I can still remember it like it was yesterday because I was chasing across field. I think they might put a kick in or they went down our sideline or something, and I thought they were going to go over in this corner. And as I sort of thought the play was sort of going to end, the ball come flying out again and popped right up there in front of Mikey Molo, and he got that try which gave him the win. Yeah,
crossfield kick to Jonathon Reuben. It set up nicely. That was a kick into the breeze. So set up nicely there for Jonathon. But you guys weren't finished. He scored at the end there. I think TC Rabati got close. I think Selwyn Cobbo got close. But it was an epic grand final. I must have been pretty pleased. And from all reports, Luke Bateman said it was NRL quality and endurance required for that game. So that's what you're in for 25 weeks in a row, mate.
Yeah, no, definitely. It was one of the tougher games all year. The body definitely felt it, and it was such a fast game. I remember the feeling after the game, just how sort of exhausted all the boys were, and it was one of them games you really knew you went to war there, and despite the result, everything was left on the field that day.
All right. Well, you were last year's Petro 7 Seagull medal winner. You're obviously the player of the year for the Seagulls. Mate, you come back. You during COVID. You bounced back. You kept Isaac Luke on the bench. Tristan Hope, who's probably going to step up there. So you had an outstanding year. Now you're with the Cronulla Sharks. Pre-season would have been a little bit different.
Yeah.
Okay.
I obviously haven't done a full. Obviously, I haven't done a full preseason in probably 7 years now, since when I was at Brisbane. So it was definitely tough. But I mean, going from working all day to training to being able to put all of my effort into training for the day, it is a little bit easier. It's obviously tough training still, but just mentally being able to prepare for what's ahead of you for the day and just sort of getting through that has been good. But I'm feeling really good with all the preseason we've had. It's a good feeling down here. So hopefully a big year at Cronulla.
Good on you, mate. But it's richly deserved, mate. You came back. I can't believe the energy you had from game one at Iona College there, where you just went crazy that day. It was a fantastic against Tweed, but it's been a great season, richly deserved, mate. And it proves the pathway works. It proves if you put the hard work in, which you've done. You didn't throw the teddy out of the cot if you weren't starting, and you've made every post a winner. And you epitomise what it is about rugby league and the Intrust Super Cup or the Host Cup Plus Cup this year. That if you work hard, you can make your dream. And the Sharks have done that for you, mate. But you did it all yourself. Good on you.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah, it definitely does, mate. Obviously, it's a great pathway through to the NRL, and most of the people that are running around in the NRL these days have either come through the Queensland Cup or the New South Wales Cup. But yeah, anyone that wants it bad enough, I guess, if they're willing to go out there, put the effort in, put the performances in, someone eventually will come knocking. And all you need is a foot in the door and just to get that opportunity, I guess.
I bet you just can't wait to get hold of the footy. You got in the background there, that's being the Cougar IO. Are you going to miss that place?
Yeah, definitely. Going to miss playing down there on a weekend, listening to the other team get sprayed by the chook pen.
There's nothing better, is it? It's not for the faint-hearted. No children allowed there. Jayden Beryl, mate, thank you so much for your time. I know you're very busy with the pre-season and all that sort of stuff with the Cronulla Sharks. I, for one, can't wait to see you get out there in the Sharkies. I know Chris McKenna's probably pretty chuffed too to see you out there on the Cronulla colours as well. So all the best, mate. Don't get injured. Go hard. And now I've left my NRL team to go and follow you now, so don't let me down. No, I'm kidding.
As mentioned in the intro, John, we're also joined by exciting winger Jonathon Reuben. 108 tries, 107 games. Absolute excitement machine is this winger, formerly from the North Devils and played in the grand final. He's won the Winger of the Year for Queensland Rugby League several times. And I'm excited to talk to him today, especially considering he's now at the Dragons on a full-time contract.
Yeah, who will forget that try that actually won the game for North? It was a crossfield kick that he flew up above the pack to take in. Then the ugliest of tries to win the Devils the Premiership. So, yeah, Jonathon Reuben, you can never count him out of a game, can you?
Absolutely not. Highest try scorer of the year for 2021, Jonathon Reuben.
Mate, welcome, Jono. Thanks for coming on to Queensland League Scene. We've just introduced you on the show. You've spent time at the Blackhawks, Sunny Coast, the Dolphins, the Devils, more tries than you have appearances. Pretty crazy career you've got going on. But before we move on to that, the Queensland Cup stuff, let's talk about that. You're at the Dolphins in 2020. Pandemic hits.
Yep.
You get shut down. How do you get to Norths? What happens there?
Well, I got a mate. Oh, not a mate, but my brother's there. Jack Ahern. We played back in Canberra in under 20s. So, he kind of, when that COVID hit, I was seeing him a lot. So he just kept going in my ear, come to Devils, come to Devils. And, soon enough, I just met with the coach and, I found myself at Devils last year, which was great.
Well, I've actually heard from a pretty close source that the final ticking point for you to go to Devils is you heard they play kick tennis for conditioning.
Correct. Correct. I signed up for a bit of kick tennis and, we found ourselves doing 1.2s.
How good. Well, that squad you mentioned, you guys were all pretty close. Like you knew Jack Ahern for a long time. And it's kind of improved ever since Rowan took over. Did it feel like that year you had something special in the whole year?
Yeah. My first day there, I felt welcome. Just a great culture they have, very family orientated. And, it was just just had a good vibe about it. You know, everyone was happy, and
Was there a game or a time you remember during the year where you thought, like, we're going to do it, we're going to win the comp? Was there a time, or did you just always think you were going to be close?
Yeah, we thought that we were going to be close, but mainly at the back of the season, you know, we kind of thought that we're going to win. You know, just the way we were going and the confidence we're getting from every game, and the squad was, you know, pretty, I guess, pretty close. Yeah. You know, we'll hang out, you know, off field, and yeah, just I guess the leading up to it, we thought, hang on, like we might have a chance at winning this comp. So it was great to be a part of too.
Yeah, cool. Mate, talking about the grand final, let's talk about the try. Like the final try, every winger and every person, every football player, they just go infield and they go the safe option. But instead you turn on a pivot, you look left. What do you remember anything from that moment? Do you remember thinking, I can get him here, or talk us through it?
Oh, I don't know how to put it, but it's just instincts. Like, you know, I felt David was coming hard, and then I was like, hang on, I might, you know, do a little step on the outside and see how I go. If he takes me out. But yeah, you know, Gagan being a good centre, supporting, and Picky, and like that's what we trained for last year, like doing all those passing drills, all those skills. So, you know, all those stuff, it put, you know, just the lead up in training. So, yeah, it was just going for my instinct, really, and my awareness.
Well, paid off this time, that's for sure. That was a beautiful.
Yeah,
time.
That's it.
It was one of the best. It was one of the best grand finals. Hey, just so tightly contested, and like the defense you showed on your line at the end was brilliant. It was amazing stuff to watch.
Even Michael Mollo, like. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, he's obviously down there with you too, so it's paid off to get down there. But look, the celebrations were obviously pretty wild. I saw some videos from the bus trip down there. Who was your best on ground for Mad Monday? Who was the best?
Might have to say Jack Ahern was. You know, the fella doesn't drink much, and I don't think he fell asleep once.
Yeah, right.
That night. So I reckon Jack Ahern had to have a good go. Tyrone as well. But I had to give it to the MVP, Jack Ahern.
Jack Ahern.
He couldn't stop dancing. He had worms in his pants, I guess.
What's his dancing skills like? Is he going all right or what?
Look, I had to teach him a bit. You know, just a bit of a shuffle.
Have you got a dance move for us now? You got something for us now? If you could teach me.
Nah. It was just a side shuffle. Just a side shuffle. That's what I got.
Just a simple.
That's it. That's what I got.
So, mate, the season's over. You win the comp. You go back to training at Norths, and you're in pre-season. When did the Dragons call? Talk us through that connection. What happened there?
I guess I just got a call from my manager. So my manager called me and said, "Look, I got you a gig," and I'm like, "Oh, awesome! Like, where at it? I hope so. Like, you know, like there's a proper contract." And he said that he goes, "Yes, a proper contract, developed contract," and I was like, "Sweet!" Like, you know, I was over the moon. I had to talk to the partner, wait for her to finish work. Like, I was, you know, pretty excited. And she said, "Just go for it." Like, you know, no regrets. You know, I guess, you know, being 28, you wouldn't think an opportunity will come this opportunity will come again.
Yeah.
So, and that's, you know, that's been my journey too, like just taking risks and sacrifices. So, and this is where I am now.
Yeah.
So, it's really good.
Well, that's where I was going to head with my next question. Actually, you know, you've travelled and made a lot of sacrifices. You know, going from Canberra to the Roosters, and then obviously Townsville. You've moved all over to chase this dream. Were you at a stage a little bit where you thought, I'm 28 now, it may never come? Were you kind of happy to just write it out, or was it still that still burning goal, or where were you at?
I guess after the grand final, I thought I would have got something then or after it. But, at one point, when it got to this year, I guess I was like, I'm just happy to play Q Cup and, just play with my bro Jack and all the brothers at Devils, because we had a good squad. And, my mindset was already going, we're going back to back this year. And then, I guess for an older bloke in the system now, like, I guess, just don't give up on your dreams. So
it's a good story, mate. It's to go from, being at the age that you are and getting the gig, it's amazing. So you touched on it. You left the partner behind. You made that sacrifice. How hard has this sacrifice been compared to others in the past?
This is probably the toughest. Because my partner's still in Brisbane. But she just said, go for it. Like, no regrets. As long as I get old and go, yep, I had no regrets. Yeah, just leave that. And like, I'm enjoying, I guess every session. Like, I wake up, pinch myself, going, it's good. Like, I could be, doing work, at my school. So, but I'm just grateful for every day, man. Seriously, it's been good.
Yeah.
So,
mate, you mentioned the school. I know you did work at schools. Is there any shout out you want to give to those kids now while you got the opportunity, or what schools were you at?
Yeah, man. I was at a lot of schools, bro. But shout out to St James, all the Indigenous kids there. Just want to wish them, hope they keep their heads in line and keep at it. And I hope this motivates you to be better. Seeing your teacher doing the hard yards at I guess a young age of 28.
Mate, you still look young. You still look all right, don't
you reckon?
Yeah, I like it. The beard's a good addition. You reckon it'll slow you down?
Yeah, I think. No, you need it down in Wollongong, bro. It's been cold.
Warm you up. Well, mate, you had a good game against Para. You picked up in the Charity Shield. What are your goals for 2022 now that you're down there and you got this opportunity?
I guess just make a debut, Like, that'll be a dream come true. Just play one game and I'll be, just happy to, I guess play in front of my family and, for myself, I guess, like you said, all those sacrifices and everything I've done, like, I guess it'll pay off. So, I've been dreaming of it. So just hope things, things go my way.
We've been watching it. We've been watching you the last couple of games. We've had our eye on you, and we're really hoping the best for you here at Queensland League Scene. We hope you kick on and achieve your goals, and I guess the whole competition is proud of what you've achieved already, mate. So, good luck in 2022. We wish you the best for the year ahead, mate. So good luck. Go get them.
Yeah, thanks, bro. Thanks for that.
Awesome.
Joining me today in studio is Lee Addison, owner of rugbyleaguecoach.com.au. Lee, what do you have for us today?
Well, everyone's going to be chasing north in 2022. I was lucky enough to talk to Rowan Smith a few weeks back, and I said to him, or asked him, does defence win premierships? He said no. Scoring more points than the opposition wins premierships. So I've decided to zoom in on their attack in the first few minutes of last year's grand final.
Would you describe yourself as more offence leaning, more defence leaning? Does defence win premierships?
More points than the other team wins premierships.
True.
I've long thought that, and I've long thought, like, I understand the importance of defence, and in the end, in our grand final, for example, and even the NRL grand final, they're both low-scoring games, but the better your attack is, the more chance you are of finding 3 or 4 tries, is what I've always said to our players here. You're more chance of finding 3 or 4 tries in the big game if your attack is strong.
So with Rowan so focused on attack, I put myself in the shoes of an opposition coach in the competition this year, and I thought I'd look at North's attack in the grand final. I always think that if a team doesn't do what a coach wants in the first 5 minutes, then when are they going to do it? Their mind should be full of what the coach is asking them to do. Now, as I'm looking through the attacking set, straight away I notice that they target their left side, so the Wynnum right side of defence. Now, in these next few clips, I make it that Wynnum make 25 tackles in the first few minutes of the game. And here's some interesting statistics, Taylor. 16 of those tackles were made on the Wynnum right side of defence, so approximately 70%. And they only went to the left side of the Wynnum defence twice. TC Rabati, Max Elliott and Jayden Berrell did just over 50% of the tackling on their own.
Wow.
I know.
A lot of work.
7 players in the team did 96% of the tackling. Right? So straight away, looking at those statistics and now applying them to what we see here in these clips, why did that happen and what was the purpose? You'll see just there that they shifted the ball to get it to the Wynnum right. So even in their own 10-metre line, they're trying to get the ball to the left side of the field. Remember, these are the opening sets of a grand final. They're targeting basically the same 4 defenders. TC Rabati, in particular, I think he may have been a target because of his NRL experience. And I used to coach TC, and sometimes he can throw himself into tackles and get himself out of position a little bit, or his feet aren't in the right place. And he was working like a horse, a workhorse, in these early stages of the game. As the game develops, you'll see they'll creep to the middle of the field. When they do creep to the middle of the field, they turn the ball back inside. So it's almost like they don't want to go to the right side or the Wynnum left side. You see how they try to turn the ball back inside there?
Yes.
Okay? So once they've left exit and they go into the opposition half, they're basically trying to work Wynnum laterally before going back to the right side of the Wynnum defence or to North's left.
So do you think they're attacking Scarlett there or the edge player in Rabati?
I think they're possibly trying to get to the number 7, but Rabati is protecting him as much as he can. But ultimately, it's that right pocket that is protecting him. Obviously, Jaden Beryl, he's making 1,000 tackles in this time as well. But what's interesting is that because of the pressure that North are applying, they've got great core skills. You'll have a look, most of their players are carrying the ball in 2 hands. They're showing good footwork close to the line. They're putting Wynnum under pressure all the time, even though their completion rate is really high. There is one knock-on in this period, and even that's doubtful. I think the Wynnum player had his foot in to dislodge it. And remember, we're only 5 minutes into the grand final now, and 25 tackles have been done by the Wynnum right edge. And eventually, when the try comes, I think you'll just see fatigued players that don't get into the right position. Again, another set that is going down that channel. We're only in the 6th minute of the game and they are hammering that channel. So bear in mind what Rowan Smith said about attack winning premierships, scoring more points wins premierships, scoring more points than the opposition. If I'm an opposition coach this year, I'm looking for all the clues I can in their attack. Yes, the personnel might be different in some places, but ultimately his tactics might not be. He's targeting that right side of the Wynnum defence. I think if I'm coaching against Rowan in round 1, round 2, round 3, I'd probably umbrella my defence a little bit or have a shooter just to disrupt it a little bit. And as you can see here now, they are encroaching the Wynnum try line and something's going to break very soon. They're coming out to the middle of the field. They step back in again. 6 again. So they're putting pressure on the Wynnum defence. They're getting tired. They've had the majority of possession, and the first try is absolutely almost a fall-over try. Almost a don't get me wrong. When he talks to his grandkids about it, he'll have ran 20 metres. But ultimately, Taylor, he's just made a passive tackle on his own try line. I think that's the signs of a tired defender because they've done so many tackles, and it was a try that was executed in the first few minutes of the game, as we just watched on the monitor there.
Yeah, beautiful work. I think once you get those tight defenders, especially on that edge where TC Rabati's obviously trying to make his own tackles, but looking out for Sam Scarlett at the same time, is obviously halfback and the magician of that side, trying to protect their skipper. Yeah, I can see where the tired feet, tired legs may have come into play for that try.
And grand finals are quite often low-scoring affairs. And there you go, that could have just been the difference between winning the Premiership and not winning the Premiership right there in the first 7 minutes of the game. So Whoever's coaching against North this year, have a good look at their attack. I'm pretty sure Rowan's got a plan for you.
Thanks for that, Lee. Appreciate it.
How good, mate? We have some special guests here today. Obviously, you know, none better than Adrian Vowels, Jayden Beryl, Jonathon Reuben, Lee Addison. It's all there, mate. Fantastic show, and can't wait for next week.
Mate, first show out of the books, and what a bang. 4 exciting guests, and can't wait for the whole season.
All right, next year we'll be doing a preview of what's going to happen in round 1 of the Hostplus Cup. Thanks for tuning in to Queensland League Scene. See you next week.